everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. For those who are new here, my name is Katarina, and if you are new here, make sure you subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any of my future videos, because today I'm starting with my Christmas card series. I did this series twice before, and I will leave the link to those playlists in the description below so you have a little bit more inspiration. But last year I didn't make any videos with Christmas cards because I was traveling, so I'm super excited that this year I'm back with my Christmas card series. Before I called this series 12 cards for Christmas, but I'm not doing that anymore because I don't want to be bound to a specific number. I know there are card makers who make more cards than that, but for me 12 Christmas cards is a lot. I don't know how many cards I will be making this year, but there are going to be cards where I'm using stamps and dies, and also cards where I'm not using any of those. And today's card is very special to me because I'm going to be recreating my first ever card that I made. This was way before I started card making as you see it today. This was just a one-off card. At that time I was really into crocheting doilies. I'm still into crocheting doilies, and I thought, why not to crochet a Christmas tree and adhere it on top of a card base? And that is what I'm going to be doing in this video. Let's start with the supplies. As always, the supply list you will find in the description below and over on my blog. I'm using here a thin cotton yarn. Normally I'm using it for doilies like these. I was actually rushing to finish up this doily because I wanted to use the red yarn. I roll all my yarn into balls like these because it takes less space, but usually it comes like this in a big roll. You don't have to use this kind of yarn, you can also use a wool, just keep in mind it will be bulkier. The instructions on the yarn label call for a hook in the size 1.5 to 2, but I'm going to be using a hook in the size 1.25. I really like this type of hooks. I bought a new set last winter. The size of the hook is engraved on the handle, which is great. My old hooks had the size printed on and it rubbed off, and I had no idea which size they are anymore. Then I have these little silver beads. I bought them in a sewing store. If you are in Germany, I bought them in either Karstadt or Galeria Kaufhof. Next, I have here a few needles, first to help me to get the yarn into the beads, as well as to weave in the yarn to finish up the piece. Then I have here a white card base and a glue, and because I will be stamping a sentiment, I decided to heat emboss it using a silver embossing powder. So that's the supplies. Now let's make the Christmas tree. First of all, this is not a crochet tutorial. I'm sorry for that. That would require another video. But we are on YouTube. There are so many people who teach how to crochet. I will leave few links on my blog for the stitches I will mention here. I wanted to do 27 stitches. I thought the size was good for the card. I was measuring it as I was creating the chain. But depending on the type of the yarn you are using, you might need to do more or fewer stitches. So I'm starting with 26 stitches. The names of the stitches are different between UK and US, which by the way I find very confusing. In the US you call the stitch double crochet, in the UK it's treble crochet, and if you are from Germany it's called Stäbchen. In this video I will call it a double crochet because for me the term is the easiest. Double crochet equals to 3 chains, but I decided to do only 2 because I did not like how it looked. It was too loose at the end, but you can also do 3 chains if you want. So I did 26 chains. Once I reached the end, I chained 2. To do the double crochet, I yarned over, put the hook through the 3rd chain, then I brought the yarn through the chain. At this point on the hook, I had 3 loops. Yarn over and bring the yarn through the first 2 loops. Yarn over again and bring the yarn through the last 2 loops. And that's the double crochet stitch. And I continued with the double crochet until I reached the end. After I finished the row, I was left with 27 stitches, including the chain stitch at the beginning. So this is how it looks like after the first row is finished. After each third row, I will be decreasing by 2 stitches until I reach the top. To start the second row, I turned it around, I chained 2, and I did the second row of double crochet. By the way, even though I crochet a lot, after you finish a row, I really don't know if you chain first and then turn around the work, or you turn around first and then do the chain. So if you know, let me know in the comments below. After the second row, I added the beads on each side. These beads are tiny, perfect for this kind of a yarn. First, I chained 1. This is something I decided to do. I'm not working with any pattern. You might be okay if you do the 2 or 3 chains. It's all up to you. To get the yarn through the bead, I used a needle to help me to get it through. I'm putting the whole loop through the bead. I made the loop a little bit bigger. This way it's easier. It can be rather fiddly to get it through. On my trial card, it took me forever to get it through. Luckily this time I did not have any big problems. I placed the loop over the hole in the bead, and using the needle I tried to push it through. As I said, sometimes it was really fiddly, but this time I was lucky. It did not take me too much time to get it through. After I had the bead on the loop, I finished the whole row of the double crochet, and at the end I added the next bead. If you have problems getting the loop through the bead, you can, for example, use a hand cream, just a tiny amount, and run your fingers through the yarn. This should make it easier. So the next step is to decrease the amount of the stitches on each side. I'm decreasing by 2, you can also decrease by 3, whatever you think looks good. To do that, I just did 2 slip stitches, skipping what would be the chain with the bead. To do the slip stitch, insert your hook into the stitch, pull through the stitch as well as the loop on the hook. After the second slip stitch is done, continue as normal, starting with the chains. And then finish the row of the double crochet. Don't forget to leave the last 2 stitches at the end free. The rest of the rows are repeats what we just did. I was decreasing after 3 rows. You can do more or less, it's all up to you. I'm not sure if my explanation is good, but I think if you know how to crochet, this should be easy for you even without explanation. Technically, I'm doing what is called filet crochet. I'm hoping I'm pronouncing it correctly. I will show you the process one more time and play a little bit of music, and then I will show you how I finished the top of the tree. If you want to skip through this, I left the timestamps in the description below of this video. So for my last row, I only did one row. To finish up the top, I did the decrease stitch. I'm hoping this is the correct term. Simply, I joined all the stitches together to create one stitch. In order to decrease, you start with one less chain than you would do normally. So in my case, I did just one. And then I did a double crochet decrease on the rest of the stitches to create one stitch. Again, I will leave links to the videos where they explain the stitches I mentioned in this video over on my blog. Lastly, I added the bead at the top the same way I did before. And then I finished the end by fastening off the end, and then I cut off the yarn, leaving enough of the yarn so it's easy to weave it in. Actually, I did this wrong. To finish off the project, you should chain one first. At least I saw others doing this and it makes sense. Plus, I didn't pay attention which side is the front and which side is the back, and I weaved the yarn on the front side. And because I cut the yarn already, I could not redo it. But no problem, I will be gluing the whole piece on top of a card base anyway, so I can glue the yarn on the back and no one will see. I weaved in the yarn on the bottom as well. I wasn't trying to be neat since you won't see it anyway. On my doilies, I'm definitely way neater. To finish up the card, I added a sentiment using an embossing powder. This is completely optional. I didn't add a sentiment on the original card and it still looked good. And lastly, I put glue over the tree, some over the back of the tree and a little bit on the beads. And then I placed few acrylic blocks on top of it, making sure it stays in place while drying. So the card is finished. I hope you like this project and you will try it yourself. If you don't want to add beads, you can also use the decrease stitch and create a triangle. You can also use different colors. I used red because it's the most festive, at least in my opinion. Here is also my trial card. I used a darker red. I think that one is pretty as well. If you like this video, I would really appreciate it if you subscribe to my channel and also hit that thumbs up button that will let me know that you like this video. And if you would like to have inspiration right now, make sure you check out my Christmas card series from previous years. So far I did 2 series. The playlists should be on your screen right now, and if not, I will leave the links to them in the description below. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video.